Hello, AP World students, and welcome to our second video of distance learning. And I'm going to go over some directions. I'm going to go over some of the things that we need to do as we're starting our chapter on 7.6, 7.8, Causes and Conduct of World War II and Mass Atrocities. All right, so here is our essential question, and this will be our LEQ, which is on the last page of the packet. So our context is, in the period of 1930 to 2015, mass atrocities due to total war and genocide led to death and destruction at a scale which has rarely been experienced in world history. We're talking like, beyond Mongol type destruction. So what you're going to want to do is, this is your LEQ question, and you might want to circle some of the key words here that is in the last page of your 7.6, 7.8 packet. You need to develop an argument that evaluates to the extent which global conflicts affected people's lives in this era. And right now you should look at that and go, historical thinking skill. I wonder which historical thinking skill this would work for. Now there's one that definitely leans to historical thinking skill, but you can make it a couple other historical thinking skills. Remember, you can use any historical thinking skill to write your LEQ. This will be our LEQ that we will be working on, so make sure we get our notes done if they're not already. Let's get to our checklist of things to do. All right, so basically, here's what has to be done. Now, 20 of you are signed up for Turnitin.com, which means 9 of you aren't. Get signed up for Turnitin.com right away. If you are not, you are counted as absent for the class. So make sure you sign on at Turnitin.com, and you need to turn these assignments in. So today is Wednesday. Let me look at it's Wednesday, March 18th. And tonight by 11:59, 7.4 and 7.5 have to be in to have it count as on time. Otherwise, this will count as a late assignment. We need to hear from you otherwise, phone call, email, something like that, but this needs to be done. Remember, contact the school, especially someone like Ms. Martinez, Ms. Healy, if you need a device or anything, if you're watching this from somewhere else, or you need some support for your assignments. Or email me would also work. So 7.4, 7.5 are due tonight. Now those are turned into Turnitin.com. So on day 1, we have here the class name, AP World History, class ID, and enrollment key where you can sign in to Turnitin.com. If you are having difficulty signing up for Turnitin.com, email me as soon as possible. We'll do everything we can to make sure you can get into Turnitin.com. All right, and in Turnitin.com, we look here, and we have our assignments for AP World History. We have 7.4, 7.5 SAQs. 11 of you are done. We need to get all of those done by 11:59 tonight, Wednesday. Those need to be in, otherwise they are late. And also, our next one, 7.4, 7.5 SAQs, the extra points. You're like, what are those? Go back and watch the last video. If you're wondering, how do I watch old videos? If this is the first video you are seeing, well, you go to this video right here. It has the directions for everything from our last class. So, let's see. So 7.4, 7.5 multiple choice, making reasons for the correct answers, which is worth 5 extra points. That is due tomorrow, Thursday, by 11:59. Those are the due dates. And this one, if you don't do it, you just don't get the points. So there's no other penalty, no absence or anything like that. This you need to have done to be counted as in class. This is basically your attendance, as well as if it's turned in late, it will count as a late and you won't get it as your first attempt. I'm not collecting the notes for 7.4, 7.5 because it's not really possible. I saw them, but I don't have those numbers anymore. So this time I'm not going to count notes for 7.4 and 7.5. I'm going to purely grade it on multiple choice and your SAQs. All right, so we're going to get into what is next that we have to get done. Now, 7.6 to 7.8. That packet should be done by now. If it's not, get it done as soon as possible. All right, you need to have those notes done. I'm going to go over with you how those are going to be graded in a later video, okay? All right, so here we have the Unit 7 Google Doc. You already have this. I'm also going to email this to you today again, and it's going to be posted on our website right underneath where you're watching this video. So you need to, if we look at the directions on here, you need to put 3 to 4 details on this document. So you still put it in the same spot, who in the groups that you are working with. And if you don't know which group you're working with, here are your groups and numbers. And if you don't know, just pause the video right now and write that down. All right, so you're going to need to put 3 to 4 of your comments on here, and do this because this is going to be graded. I am going to be keeping track of this, and this will be part of your note-taking points. So I'm going to go on here, and let's say I want to add something. So let's say from 7.6, I want to add something about Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht is the night of broken glass, when basically the German government, the Nazi Party, engineered riots against Jewish people. So if I wanted to write that down, here's what you need to do. I'm going to put it down here underneath. Yeah, I'm going to put it down. Let's see, riots against Jewish people. I could put that down under governance, I think, but I think I'm going to put that down under social interactions and organizations, or I could put that on cultural developments. Yeah, it'd work for both. I'm putting social interactions though. So I'm going to put Kristallnacht, night of broken glass, and I'm going to add that 30,000 Jewish people were dragged from their homes, yeah, in Germany. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my initials by it, DW. Now, why am I putting my initials by it? That means I did it. So what I want you to do is to put your initials by it. So for those of you with 2 last names, put down like 3 initials. Does that make sense? You put that down, it'll be easier to see who you are. Okay, so if I was Derek Wood Avila and I had my wife's last name, I'd put DWA if that was my name. So does that make sense? So you need to put 3 to 4 notes like this with your initials. And when I'm checking notes, I'm going to be checking for your initials to be on here. I may find a way to collect your packets and grade them. I don't know if I can. So right now I'm going to do things like this to make sure you are doing your notes. Make sure they're done though, because I might be having you guys send pictures in. We might be doing notes online typing. I might have you send selections from different videos. Keep taking your notes. You're going to do a really good job. So go ahead and put your initials after you've posted on there. And how many times do I have to post again? I have to put 3 to 4 different basically comments on there and put my initials. If everyone does this, we're going to have that doc loaded. It's going to be like 20 pages long with all kinds of great information, which is going to help everybody. So when is that due? That's due by Thursday at 11:59, and that would be, oops, get back here. I had 11:59, I just changed it. We're going to make that due by Thursday at 7 p.m. Thursday, 7 p.m., have 3 to 4 notes with your initials on the Google Doc. All right, why is that due at Thursday at 7 p.m.? Because there's one other assignment that is going to be due by Friday at 10 a.m. Because Friday at 10 a.m. is when I post the new videos, and we want all these things to be done. So what's due by Friday at 10 a.m.? Let me tell you the other assignment, and this one is new, and this one will also be on our website, and I'm also going to email it to you. Here we have our LEQ question 7.6, 7.8, and this is really going to be a group graphic organizer. I actually think this is going to give us an advantage, and it's something I might use besides just distance learning. So here's what we're going to do. We have your groups and we have your names. So underneath here, you're going to put your claim, evidence, and explanation for the possibility of your paragraph. So here is your question again, in the period of 1930 to 2015, mass atrocities due to total war and genocide led to death and destruction at a scale which has been rarely experienced in world history. Develop an argument that evaluates to the extent which global conflicts affected people's lives in this era. So what you're going to do on here is you're going to put any possible ideas for claims, evidence, and explanation that you are thinking about that would answer this question about the effects of global conflicts. I'm going to tell you something. If you're totally confused on this, it's okay for you to read other people's claims, evidence, explanation, and adapt it and make it your own. But let me give an example of a possible claim that I could put for this. Which global conflicts affected people's lives? I mean, really think about this. You could write about the battles, the battles, all the fighting and everything that's going on in all these different parts of the world. You could talk about genocide. You could write a whole paragraph about the different genocides that occurred at this time, or focus on one. You could write a whole paragraph about genocides and maybe focus a little more particular, maybe on like the Holocaust, maybe the Armenian genocide, for example. You just have to have an argument which talks about how global conflicts affect people's lives in this time period. So go ahead, put your claims, both of them. If I'm Ava, I'll do that right here, your evidence and your explanation. And fill these out the best you can. This part right here is not due yet. Context and possible thesis statements you don't have to do. If you want to get a start, you can, but you do not need to do that yet. You do need to fill these in the best you can. Now, there's 6 boxes total. Try to fill out at least 4 to 5 of these boxes. I'll say it again. 6 boxes total. Claim, evidence, explanation. Claim, evidence, explanation. Try to fill out at least 4 to 5 boxes as your homework. So when is that due? That is due by Friday, 10 a.m. when the next video will be posted with your next assignments. Then we're going to work on Friday. In the future, don't worry about this till Friday. I'm going to post a new video on this too. Friday, we're going to go over multiple choice. We're going to go over context and thesis. And the multiple choice and LEQ are going to be due on Sunday at 11:59. The 8.1, 8.4 packet is going to be available on Friday, and it's not going to be due until, barely see it down there, Tuesday at 11:59. So the next packet won't be due till Tuesday when I make that available for you. I want to show you one more thing here before we move ahead. And that is a game that I want to show you guys. This game, by the way, is completely optional. You do not have to do it. But just let me show it to you real quick here. So I click on it, and I get to go to this doc where it has a link to the game, and it has some codes. So let me do, it says here, period 3 review. That's the old period 3. That's actually the first 2 eras, unit 1 and 2. So if I want to review unit 1 and 2, I go to this AP World History Review. I'm just going to copy that number. And I go to joinmyquiz.com. And then what I do is I punch that one in there. I copied. Oh no, I thought I copied and pasted. I guess I didn't. So I just going to get that number there. See if I do it right this time. And I join. And I already played this game once. Ooh, 92%. I can do better than that. All right, I'm going to replay the game, and yes, I'm going to replay as me. So then I go on here, and ooh, let's do this. All right, question. Okay, so spread of Buddhism into Japan and Korea is most likely the result of which of these historical processes? I'm going to this one. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. And then we keep on going. Oh, nice memes. All right. And let's move on. Fourth, what's the best accounts of these observations was made by travelers about the status of women, China, West Africa in this era? I'm going to go with this one here. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get the power up. What does that mean? All right, so I get this right here, an eraser. That sounds kind of cool. And let's see here. What? BS. All right, I cut out of there because 5th place, whatever. I'm going to go back and win. All right, so that's the review game that is on there. And you can play that game. You can review it and do questions over and over again until you start getting them down. It is a great way to review. That's all we got. I'm going to see you guys soon. Make sure that we get our assignments done that are here, and I will post again on Friday. See you then, students.